Hey, what's up, guys? Grinder here again with another video. We're gonna be working on some. Uh, we're gonna be working on some case one. I'm gonna explain a little bit about it. Hopefully, it'll help you guys. And we're gonna figure out. We're gonna do something that might make it easier for you. And I know I did a case one the other day, but this is gonna be. We're gonna talk a little bit more about the case one here compared to what I did last time with the air to air and the case one flight that I did. Um, but yeah, we're gonna want to get in here and we're gonna get sorted out. Hopefully you guys learned something new. Um, and hopefully it makes it a little bit easier for you guys that are already established in doing the case one, and even more for those who are new and are starting to work themselves into the case one. Uh, but yeah, hopefully you like this video. Please consider giving me a follow. Uh, it's free. It's free, it's free, free, free. Uh, and it doesn't hurt to click the button. I do want to get up to 50 followers. That would be great. Um, as you know, that's my goal for right now. Get to 50 followers, and then obviously we'll set up another milestone as we go along. But yeah, hopefully you guys are being entertained and you know and learning something. At the end of the day, if you're not learning something, then it's really no bueno. Um, but I'm trying. I'm trying, and hopefully you guys are learning something. Um, but yeah, please consider giving me a follow, and we'll get this sorted out. Um, hope you like the video. Again, I'm here for you guys. I like to help, so it just it makes me feel good. It makes me feel good if I'm teaching somebody and they're learning something. Um, Again, you guys are awesome. Let's see what we get doing here. So we're gonna talk a little bit about the case one and how it works, and we'll get into some things here. Um, so I'm gonna pull up. I tried to figure out a way to um, show you guys, like basically like a ground school scenario. I couldn't get it working. Again, I'm very new at this, so uh, bear with me and we'll get it sorted out. Give me 1 minute. We'll work it out. All right. So the way we're gonna do this is we're gonna go up to our knee board, okay, and we're gonna find a case, whatever it is, a case one page. Okay. So this orange line right here would be, your 10-mile DME, okay, um, or 5-mile DME. This seems a little weird, but yeah, let's make believe this is your 10-mile DME. That'll be a lot better. And this would be your 5-mile marker here for the. Let's say this is the 5-mile marker and this is 10 miles. Let's do that. Okay, so you got your position one. Okay, position one is always going to be starboard side of the ship. So you got your position one, you got your position two, you got your position three, and your position four. Okay, so descending, right? If you're descending down from, let's say, angels 3 to angels 2, you're going to do that from position 1 to position 3. So you're going to go, going around, and you're going to be descending, hit position 2, keep descending. When you're at angels 2, you should be there by the position 3 marker. And if you're gonna ascend for whatever reason, if you're gonna go up, you're gonna go from position 3 all the way around position 4 to position 1. So remember, descending position 1, 2, 3, okay? And ascending position 1, 2, 3, and descending position 3, 2, 1, okay? Ascending position 1, 2, 3, descending 3, 2, 1. All right. Sorry about that. I'm bugging. I'm just bugging out. All right. So once you get yourself established in the stack, you should be at 250 knots and established at your altitude by 10 miles. So you should be 10 miles out coming into the boat. When you say, see you at 10, when you make that call, you should be at your assigned altitude and the speed. So obviously DCS doesn't tell you, hey, you're gonna set up at 2,000 feet in the stack or 3,000 or whatever. So you're gonna have to work that out as you're coming in, and if you get into a situation where you're at Angels 2. Okay, so at 2,000 feet and at 250 knots, and somebody's there doing turns, like doing the stack, you're gonna want to use position 1 to 3 to ascend. Okay, get yourself 1,000 feet ahead of the overhead of them, and then once they do the commence and they're no longer in the way, you go from position 3 to position 1 and you descend. That'll be the easiest way to do it. Um, so coming in, let's say I'm coming in from 10 miles. Um, you want to try to make it easy for yourself and roll in, you know what I'm saying? So you would be coming from 10 miles. You want to set yourself up the best way to rejoin. So you can come in and then slightly offset to the right and rejoin at position 2, okay? And then continue the circle. Or what I do is I get to 10 miles, offset to the left a little bit, and then come in into position 1. Depending on where you're coming from. So you could be coming from, if you're coming from the front of the ship, you're gonna be, you want to set yourself up coming into position 3. If you're coming from behind the ship into the side somewhere, you want to work your way into position 4 and continue around. Or if you can, just roll into position 1. Um, yeah, you got 10 miles to do that. So, um, other things to talk about, right? So we got, once you establish yourself in the stack and you're ready to do your commits, you're gonna do it at least around position 3. That's what you want to go for. Um, so we know that the BRC of the boat is let's say 300 is 301. So we know that the reciprocal heading will be about 120. Um, that's gonna most likely be the reciprocal for this case, right? So we want to do, as we're coming around, right? You want to look at what the reciprocal is, and then you want to add about 30 degrees to it, and that's going to be your offset to come out into your commence, right? So you're gonna go around from position 1, position 2, and then you're gonna offset yourself. In this case, it would be like um, 150, and you're gonna exit that way. You're gonna call your commencing. You're gonna exit that way, 5 on the ladder, and all the way down to 800 feet, and then you want to start speeding up to 350 knots. You're gonna come around, and this is what I was talking about in the other video, where a course line is very useful. If you set your course line to the BRC, when you come around, all you have to do is get on that course line, and you'll be fine. Just slightly off to the right of the ship. You shouldn't be flying over the ship. You want to be flying, inside of 1 mile, on the side of it, about point 0.6, point 0.5 As long as you can see the ship, you'll be fine. But yeah, 800 feet, 350 knots, descend, set yourself up at the 3 mile mark. You want to call your initial. Okay, you want to call your initial, and you're coming in, and you can do your break at 1 mile, 2 mile, 3 mile, 4 mile as a single ship. Um, if you're flying with somebody and you want to try to extend, you if you have two planes, you're gonna have to do it by 3 miles, and then your wingman will do it at 4. But you want to get used to just getting in there 1 mile, working your way around, and coming into the back of the boat. So this pink line right here, it's what's called the spin pattern. So the spin pattern, if you're in your initial or anywhere from the initial to your break point, if you hear somebody say, "Hey, bolter," or somebody says, "spin it," then that's when you're gonna do it. You're gonna remain at 350 instead of breaking at 1 mile, right? Just ahead of 1 mile. Once you pass the front of the ship, you want to start climbing to 1,200 feet. Maintain your 350 knots. You don't want to go more than 3 miles. So make a circle about 3 miles, and it's not a complete circle like this, okay, guys? It's more like an oblong circle. You want to come out, climb up to 1,200 feet, and then extend nice and you want to start descending, okay? Coming in, calling the spin, and then your initial. And then you go right back to the three. You want to come up just behind the 3 miles, call your initial again, and then you do your break. That's how you do the spin. And obviously, if you're gonna do the break, you're gonna do 1% G's from your speed. So if you're at 350, you're gonna do 3.5, and as the speed goes down, you're gonna ease up on the stick, and you're gonna match your G's to your speed as best you can. Okay. Um, when you come in for once you do your break and you're coming in, you're on the downwind. You want to be at 600 feet, okay, and you want to be about 1.2 miles away from the ship laterally, and then or a beam, 600 feet, 1.2 miles. When you pass the back of the ship, you want to start your descent in about 30 to 27 degrees angle of bank. At the 90, you should be at about 500 to 450 feet. Okay, and then as you roll out, you want to be at about 370 ish. But if you're a little high, that's okay. That's not a problem. And you also want to make sure you got your hook down, your flaps are at full, and you're trimmed AOA. Okay, so that's how you do your your case one. You wanna establish yourself in the stack. Once you're ready, you wanna commence 800 feet. Drop 5 on the ladder, 800 feet, 350 knots. Give yourself about 30 to 35 angle of bank. Come around on BRC. Um, Call your initial. Figure out where you want to break. You break in the qual in our qual we break at 2 miles. So set yourself up. Call the initials. Call your break. Well, you don't have to call your break, but do your break and then get ready to land. And that's how you do it. Um, yeah. So I'm gonna show you that, and I'm gonna talk a little bit about it as I go uh, through through the through the procedure. Okay, or the case one. All right. So let's see what we got here. We are aligned, and everything is set. Yep. Both engines are on. And we're gonna get our ATIS information.
2 QFE 2 9er decimal 86 inches of mercury. Active runway 25. Tower frequency 262 megahertz. 133 megahertz. Advise on initial contact.
Foxtrot. Okay.
Foxtrot. Abouillet.
So we got information Foxtrot. Alright. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna be let me see, I'll be Diamond 1 and I'm gonna change this to 300. There's a reason why. And I'm gonna tell you that once we are on approach,
request refueling.
When we make our marshal call.
Request rearming.
So remember, right now we're gonna be calling ourselves Diamond 1, and that will change. Okay, so let's just go through.
Refueling complete.
Okay, we'll let that go through. Also, the rearming. And while that does that, let me clean off my headset, my microfiber cloth.
Hi.
Get this stuff nice and pretty. Nice and pretty. Alright.
Hi.
Okay, we should be rearmed. Even though we didn't get nothing. So, this remember, we got, oh, there it is. We got information Foxtrot. So, we're going to make that, we're Diamond 1. Want to make sure we let them know. So, the way this works is who you talking to, who you are, and what you want to do. Okay? So, in this case, I'm talking to Cobaleti Traffic. And I am Diamond 1. And I want to taxi to 25 or runway 25, which is the active runway here right now. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna tell them that we want to taxi. Cobaleti traffic, Diamond 1, taxi to 25 with information Charlie. Foxtrot. Yeah, messed that up. But that's okay. We make mistakes. It's not a big deal. We're only human. Alright, so we're going to taxi here.
Enfield, forward 1. Cobaleti, clear to taxi to runway 25.
Okay, and I'm pretty sure you've heard me make these calls before. If you've watched, if you've, been following along, uh, these calls are going to be pretty basic, and you want to make them to let people know what you're doing. If it's a controlled air, let's say you have ATC, then you're gonna, instead of saying what you're doing, you're gonna request taxi, you're gonna request takeoff, you're gonna do all that. It's gonna be I'm asking, who you talking to, who you are, and what you want to do. Do I have permission to taxi? Do I have permission to line up? Is there anybody coming in on final that I might not know of, or whatever the situation is? And what runway am I going to? What taxiway? So, yeah, it's just, you should have it on your knee board. So, for instance, we're at Cobaleti here, right? So there should be a chart, and it'll give you the where you are, so located at. So I was at South Apron, and this taxiway is Sierra, where I'm on right now, and I'm gonna go from South Apron. We're gonna taxi 25 via Sierra and Alpha, from South Apron via Sierra Alpha. Okay, and that's how that would work. Just get yourself the chart, and you should be good.
Gold 3, airborne. Power.
All right. Okay, always watch your taxi speeds. You don't want to go too fast. especially in our server. If you get caught off doing, going too fast, you're gonna have problems because you're gonna have to start over again. Okay. So before you enter the runway, you want to make sure you hold short and you make sure that there's nobody coming on final, nobody's on right base, nobody's on the other side of the runway. So we're going to stop here, okay? We're going to look left to the end of the runway. Nobody's there, it's clear. We're going to look at right base. Nobody's there, everything looks good. Nobody's on final and nobody's left base behind us anywhere that we can see, and nobody's made a call for it either. That's why we try to rely on people making calls. So right now we're gonna let tower know that we're holding short, or traffic, Kobuleti traffic, Diamond 1, holding short 2-5, lining up 2-5 for departure. Okay, so we're lining up. Normally you would be holding short, requesting lineup for departure, and you would be waiting for tower if it was controlled ATC. But since it's not, we're gonna try to be as safe as we can, and we want to make sure we make these calls. Okay, and I'm gonna spool up, make sure I got a good jet before I go anywhere. Okay, I got a good jet off the brakes. Alright. And we're gonna rotate. Wheels up, flaps up. I'm gonna go 10 on the ladder. And watch the throttle. So about 10 on the ladder should be fine. Up to 5,000 feet. That's where we're going. 300 knots, 500 feet. Straight out departure. Okay. And we're gonna get ourselves our tack in here. Normally you would have Kobuleti. You want to set that up, but I'm gonna go to 72. That's where I want to go, and it's pretty much southwest departure. Okay, that's what we're gonna tell them. Leveling out. Okay, I want to keep it till we get to 5,000 feet.
Colt 3, passing waypoint 3 at 6,000.
Okay.
Chevy 1, pushing from waypoint 2 at 4,000. Chevy 1, on station at
Alright.
70 at 4,000.
So we'll call Kobuleti departure now, or Kobuleti departure, Kobuleti traffic. So Kobuleti departure, Diamond 1 is departing to the southwest. Kobuleti. Alright, so we'll speed up and we'll get some altitude. Alright, and I'm not going to go directly towards the boat right away, so make it a little bit random, not something that is too quick here. Yeah, matter of fact, we can get some fuel, even though we're gonna dump it, but we'll get some fuel. 17 Yankee, and yeah, we should be good. Get some fuel here. We'll make the call to the tanker at 20 DME. So when we're 20 miles away from the tanker, that's when we'll make the call. And I'm going to show you the procedure of how to get, so just to kill some time and not make a short ass video, I'm going to show you how to properly rejoin with the tanker to the best of my ability. Okay, so we're going to go to 24,000 feet, but you don't just want to go to 24,000 feet. So find out what altitude that the tanker is at, I just so happen to know that he's at 25,000 feet. So I'm going to go straight to 24,000 feet and rejoin on him. Okay? But always get the information first.
Texaco 1-1. In field 4-1. Request rejoin. In field 4-1.
Okay? 25.
Proceed to pre-contact at 25,000 at 280.
25,000 at 200 knots. Okay, so that's how we know he's roughly about that altitude and roughly about that speed. Okay, doesn't necessarily mean he's gonna be exactly at that speed. So always be conscious of that. All right, but since he said 25,000, I'm gonna set myself at 24,000. Here goes my autopilot. And we will try to get there ASAP. We don't want to get too fast, but we'll set it up about 380 should be fine. Remember, we're not worried about fuel at this point. We're not that far, and we're gonna get fuel. You know, so we're not really worried about how fast we're going in this scenario, at least. Got some stuff in my headset, so I gotta get that out. Alright. And it looks like it was just my hair. Alright. Here we go. Okay, so we want to line ourselves up. And we want to be 1,000 feet below, right? For arriving traffic. You want to be 1,000 feet below. And obviously I have visual him already. I'm gonna call visual when I'm a little bit closer. Um, and not only that, but I want to maintain 1,000 feet under him, and I want to also keep myself at least 1 mile separation from him. Okay, and then we'll rejoin on his port side. So another thing that I let guys know or people know is that remember, um, if you're beyond point 0.5 miles, he's gonna have a angle of bank. If he turns, his angle of bank is gonna be about 30 degrees. Okay, so keep that in mind, right? If you're ever far away from him, beyond point 0.5 miles, he's gonna have an angle of bank of 30 degrees roughly. Also, um, while you once you get into the inside of the point 0.5 DME or distance from him, then his turn will ease up and it'll be about 10 degrees, something like that. Just something to keep in the back of your mind also. So right now, it might look like I'm flying directly towards them, which I am, but not exactly on the tack hand, right? Because we don't want to fly directly toward them. I got about 4 miles to go. I want to start making myself not fly towards them. You don't want to fly behind them, like directly behind him. You always want to be off to his side. And it looks like he's turning. So here comes the 30 degrees. I'm going to keep it a little shallower because I don't want to cut him off. I want to stay slightly behind him. Um, the more you cut him off, the faster you're going to get to him. So you want to think about that too. So I'm only turning just to keep ahead of the tack end. Okay. So I'm going to start easing up here. And I'm watching my distance. Okay. Just watch the distance. I want to keep myself about 5 to 10 degrees ahead of ahead of the tack and indicator on the heading tape. Okay, so we know he's going 280, so you don't want to drop, or about 280, so you don't want to drop too far under that, okay? Because he'll start getting away from you. Okay, so we're in the 2 mile range. I'm going to tighten up the turn because I'm thinking about I'm 2 miles right now, roughly behind him. But remember, I need to get that closure, okay? So I don't want to get too close. So I'm going to tighten up the turn and try to keep it at 1 mile separation.
Power.
Okay, and we're speeding up.
Power.
Okay, 1 mile. Tighten up my turn. Okay, looks like he's leveling out, so I'm going to level out also. But again, I don't want to fly toward them. I want to keep myself at 1 mile, so I got to turn away because I'm still not a beam of him, but I'm almost 1 mile. So I'm going to turn away and I'm going to try to keep it at 1 mile. Keep my closure, my distance at 1 mile. Okay, I'll reset the autopilot here. I keep my distance to 1 mile. Okay. Again, you want to call visual a little early, so we're gonna let them know we got visual. Texaco 11 Diamond 1 has visual. Okay, so we got visual. We're gonna bring it up a little bit, get a little bit closer to him. So this point two, we'll get it. We'll get that point two, nice and easy. Okay, just getting up closer to him, nice and easy. And once we get 1 mile, I mean, you could do it right now. It's not a big deal. You can call him, but I want to get to 1 mile, and I want to be a beam. Okay, so now I'm gonna level it out here. Make sure I'm not getting too close. Okay, there goes that 1 mile, and we're pretty much a beam. Okay, so Texaco 11 Diamond 1, moving into port side observation. Okay, so we'll go and we'll climb up and we'll join them up here in port side observation. So once you get to port side observation, you want to look for a couple of things first. You want to look at you want to be slightly above the wing, and you want to see the little star, the little roundel, roundel. I don't know, rondel. I don't know, whatever it's called. Anyways, there's a little star. Okay, okay, and be careful how much closure you're getting because that can hurt you. Okay, you know how close are you getting to him, especially when you have a wingman. Okay, so there's a roundel. Okay, you want to see that little star, and you want to be able to see the leading edge of the wing. So you want to line it up right about there. You can get closer too. It's up to you. But right here, we're established port side observation. Okay, so we're gonna let them know that Texaco 11 Diamond 1 established port side observation. Moving to hose number 1 or port side hose. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna go under and we're gonna ease off a little bit, and we're gonna line ourselves up. Again, you want to have the upside down little chevron there, slightly left of the pod, and that should be pretty good lined up for you.
Ready, recontact.
Okay, and again, I don't usually use this, but it's a good tip to use for other people or people that are starting new. Um, put your altitude indicator inside of the basket. Start off with the first numbers. It's a little big now. The further back you are, the bigger the altitude indicator is going to look superimposed on the basket compared to what it's going to look like once you get closer. So I start with the numbers, and then once I can get the basket inside, or the numbers inside the basket, I just fly it in, and there you go. That's just an easy way to get it. And you also want to get a little bit of altitude, so like that you're not knocking the hose off. And once you're done that, you're not no longer looking at the basket. You want to look at the pod, and you want to keep it again slightly to the left. Should be fine. And slightly under. You never want to go over the wing, okay? So that's how you do that. Another trick too, if you're fueled up to where you want to go, and you have it mapped, like how much fuel you want to get, you can literally just close your probe like this, and it'll say transfer complete, and it'll be like if you disconnected, you don't have to do the abort rejoin or nothing like that. Okay, so now we're gonna let them know that we're leaving and that we're satisfied. Texaco 1-1 Diamond 1 is satisfied. Moving to starboard observation. So we're gonna go to the right side here. Again, you're gonna go under just in case there's aircrafts maneuvering to get set up on the hose. And once you're clear, you're gonna climb up again, and it's the same thing. You're looking for the roundel. In this case, it's going to say Air Force, U.S. Air Force. There it is. So you want to be able to see that. You want to be on top. You want to be pretty high on top of that, where your canopy is above the wing, and there's the leading edge, and we are going to depart. So Texaco 1-1, Diamond 1, departing airspace. Okay, so how you depart? There's two different ways. You can have a level climb, speed up, and climb 1,000 feet up. So 26, 26.5 or 26,500. Just straight up, and you can do a climbing right turn away. Um, Away from the tanker. Um, but yeah, that's how you do a proper rejoin. Okay, once you're clear, you're looking good. Back to autopilot. We'll speed up. I'm gonna dump a little bit of fuel here. Let me dump to 10,000 pounds. Okay, 10,000 pounds. We'll dump some fuel. And we're looking good.
Bingo. Bingo.
Okay. So as you can tell, right, it thinks that we are at 10,000 pounds, but we are not. So the internal is what's going to count. The external is going to be, you can set a bingo, and as soon as your internal reaches that fuel state, um, it'll cut it off, right? So, make sure that both numbers are matching. So I'm in the air. I know I'm going to go to the boat, so I'm going to get this anti-skid off ahead of time. I know that I'm going to go to the boat, so that's what I'm going to do. Also, the TACAN is going to be changed to X-ray and 72 for the boat, and we'll find out. Okay, we got 73 miles to get to mother. So we're gonna turn towards the mother, and here you want to watch out, right? So you're going towards the mother. You know that you're gonna be recovering, so you want to start monitoring your fuel. Okay, so if you don't need to go extra fast, don't go extra fast. You know, if you wanna conserve fuel, go to your F pass and it's gonna tell you what speed you should be at for the best range. Right now I'm close to Mach. I'm at 0.94, so I'm gonna slow down. Okay, and I'm close. I was close to Mach 1, so I'm gonna slow down and follow the F pass. And again, you know, during qual, you're gonna have to think about what you're doing, right? You want to conserve fuel. You want to get things done pretty quickly, and still have enough fuel to land with. I mean, you're gonna have fuel. There's a tanker at at the ship, but you want to be conscious of how much fuel you're bringing in. So bring as much fuel as you can. Try to conserve your fuel, as best you can. And once you get to the stack, then you can, if you have extra fuel, you can dump it. If you don't, don't dump it. You know, try to get your commits done at the minimum 34,000 pounds. I mean, for me, that's what I would do. It doesn't mean you can't land on the boat that way, but I'm telling you, it's gonna be a little bit difficult. So again, try your best to retain some fuel. At the qual, you're only gonna get 8,000 to 8,500 pounds. Um, Depending on where, if I'm the IP, again, I'm gonna obviously follow the rules, number one. But number two, I'm gonna make sure that, depending on where we end up in the pattern, I'm always listening to what's going on in traffic. So, on the radios. So I'm gonna pretty much know where we're gonna end up in the stack. So I might let you take 9,000, but that's about it. You shouldn't need any more than that. That's like the max. Um, because right after you do the air-to-air refuel, you're gonna get vectors to where you would do your formation training, a little left, a little right, make sure that it's looking good. We're gonna do parade, and then left and right on the other wing. So yeah, stuff like that. Hey Omega, thank you for stopping by, brother. You're the man. You're like super loyal, bro. I appreciate you, bro. I really appreciate you. Omega is one of the guys doing this right now, so you know he knows exactly what I'm talking about. And I'm doing all right, Omega. How you doing, brother? By the way, now you want to be getting ready. You don't have to make the marshal call at 50, but you got between 50 miles to 30 miles to make the call. Um, and again, I like to make it at 50 because it just makes my ride going down a little bit smoother. Um, it gives you time to think and time to get to your altitude. You're not going like 15 on the ladder to get down. So here we go. We're gonna make our call on channel one. Marshall 300 marking moms 030 for 49 Angels 26 fuel state 10.5. Okay, so what I did there was I didn't give them the direction I'm going towards them. I'm telling them the direction I'm coming from, and that's always gonna be um, wherever this little line or rice grain is. Uh, it's always gonna be behind where your tack end is. So the tack end is gonna be the direction you're going, or the direction the place you're going is at, and the reciprocal heading will always be where this little little rice grain looking like thing is here. Same thing for the waypoint. The tack-in will always be on the outside of the compass rose, and the waypoint will always be on the inside. Tack-in has a T inside of the triangle. The waypoint has a circle, and then it has a little rectangular square in the back there instead of a little rice grain. But this is the direction the waypoint is, and whatever's behind it, directly behind it, 180 degrees, is gonna be what's behind. Okay, so I'm gonna ease off to about 75 RPM here. Okay, I know I'm gonna land, so I'm gonna get my hook down early. There's no drag, you don't have to worry about it. Let me take a quick look on the outside. Looking good. Looking good. Look at this jet. This jet looks really nice. I like it. I like it. Look at those filters. Looking good. I love this view. So cool. Alright. Cool. So we're paying attention here. We are 30 miles at 12,000 feet. So we're looking good. Hey, Wingnut, what's going on, buddy? Thank you for joining, brother. I appreciate you. Yo, you guys are like, man, awesome, bro. Thank you, guys. Thank you for coming by. I really appreciate it. How you doing, Wingnut? Everything good, brother? Everything good? I hope so. Anybody giving you any issues, let me know. We'll beat them up. You know what I'm saying? Awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you for stopping by, brother. I know you're doing your thing, but it means a lot to me, man. It means a lot to me, brother. All right, guys. So, we're just trying to get down to. We're gonna make believe they assigned us angels 2 on the stack again. You know, when you hit the menu, so I made the call, right? So let's say you call ATC, they're not gonna give you an assigned altitude, okay? So you wanna assume, like, let's say you're on the radio and you're hearing somebody, making the call before you. You want to make sure that you set yourself at 3,000 feet coming into the stack, just to make sure, right? And you can go down if nobody's in the stack. You can go down, but set yourself up there before 10 miles. Like I'm setting myself up at 2,000 feet before 10 miles, and I want to be at 250 knots, ready to get in, ready to get into the stack. So no matter what, the speed is gonna be the same. So it's gonna be the only thing that's gonna be different is gonna be the altitude. The speed is always gonna be uh 250 in the stack. You know. So you want to be traveling directly towards the tack-end for now, and it looks like I can already see the boat. It looks like I'm going directly to position 1, and you don't want to go directly to position 1 and then do a janky 90-degree turn, okay? So figure out from here. You got time to figure out where you want to go, okay? Are you going to go left, offset to the left, and join in at position 1, or are you going to continue going straight and then join in at position 2? Okay, again, I like to join in at position 1. So at 10 miles, I'm going to do my see you at 10 mile. Um, and I'm going to start offsetting to the left and trying to come in, set myself up for, uh, uh, position 1. Okay, so here it is, 10. Marshall 300, see you at 10. Also, notice how I'm no longer Diamond 1 or Blackbird 1. It doesn't matter. Um, Fuel state 10.1. It doesn't matter. You are, from the moment you call Marshall, you're no longer Diamond 1, Cherry Picker 1, or, whatever call sign you were when you took off. You're not going to be that anymore. You're now going to be your modex. You're being identified as your individual modex, not your flight name or whatever, right? So from the point that you call Marshall, you're no longer Diamond 1, Blackbird 1, Rosy Cheeks, whatever you want to call yourself. You're not that. You're going to be the number that's on the side of your plane. Okay? So the way that I do it, I wait till I'm at 5 miles. I already got my offset. I'm at 250 knots. I know that I'm at 2,000, so I'm checking out my fuel, right? I got plenty of fuel. I'm going to set a bingo of 7,500. Okay? 7,500. And that's going to be roughly what you want to set up. Always go a little bit higher of what you think you might need, you know, just in case. So here comes 5 miles. I'm going to give myself a gentle 25-degree turn here, and then we'll bring it down. Okay, we'll bring it down as needed. You don't you don't just leave it. You make sure and you make the adjustments as you need them. Okay. Okay, and I'm gonna ease off. So the reason why you're gonna ease off is because you don't want to end up too far away from the boat. Okay, so remember, you want to be inside of 1 mile. Okay, and the BRC is about 301, 300, and we should be just turning till we get to that heading. Now you can't see the boat right now, but you should be able to see it shortly. And there he is. And again, you want to make sure that you see the boat consistently, not have to go out of the plane and turn the plane to see it. You should be able to see the boat perfectly as you're flying by him. That's you don't fly over him. See, that tells me, hey, there's somebody down there. He might be. Well, he left, so he's not gonna be taken off. I just left the front of the ship, so I'm gonna do. This is my technique, by the way. 15 degrees. Okay, I'm gonna hold 15 degrees until I get to 2.5 miles. Okay, when I get to 2.5 miles, and remember, this will only work if you're at 250, 251 max for speed, okay? And this is not something to rely on, guys. This is something to get you pointed in the right direction. It's a technique. You still have to, fly the plane. Try to get to as close to 5 miles as you can, okay? That's the goal. Here we go, 25, so 25 degrees. And I shouldn't have to really do anything else. This is going to provide uh, comfort. It's gonna be pilot comfort for you, pilot comfort for your wingman, and it gives you time to do what you need to do while you're inside of the plane, and it gives you time for head down. And still, you want to make sure you look at your DME, look at where you are. And again, these boats might not be here. They're markers for training, but they might not be there. So, but no matter what, this technique will work. You still gotta fly to the 5 mile DME. You gotta do that. You can't let it go by itself and then be like, oh well, Grinder said that. No, don't do that, because I will check you real quick if you're putting my name in it the wrong way. Again, we all make mistakes. That's fine. If I make a mistake, you got to call me out on it. Perfectly fine. But I'm trying to tell you, you don't leave it there. You always want to try to get to 5 miles or as close as you can to 5 miles, and you're good to go. Again, it's a technique. It isn't something to just blindly rely on. Okay, so I'm at 4.8. That's pretty close. I'm gonna throw in the uh, 25 angular bank. We should hit 50. I mean 5 miles, hopefully. If not, we're like -1, minus point one. That's not a big deal. And again, this is just a simpler way for you to, if you learn it this way, great. But remember, you know, there's a lot of things that I do that I can't do somewhere else. I can do it here because I've been flying this server for years and I understand where I have to be, when I have to be, how I have to be, right? So when you're flying somewhere else and you don't have these markers, or you're relying on this boat right here, but this boat is way closer in, or whatever this, or way further out, the things that I do here in this server aren't gonna work anywhere else. In terms of not using my course line, which I am gonna do for the sake of this video, but I don't set a course line when I do the stack. I just don't. Because I know the server, I know where I need to be, right? So right here, you're looking to make sure that, notice how I eased off a little bit on the degrees. You want to make sure that you're gonna cross behind the ship. I know I'm gonna cross behind the ship, but I want to make sure that I am gonna cross behind the ship. This is what I mean. Don't blindly rely on techniques. Techniques change. The speed of the boat can change the technique. A bunch of things can change the technique. So you gotta be aware of that. Okay? So I'm gonna level out. I can still see the boat. Okay? I gotta get over, but that's fine as long as you're not over in the outside of the canopy. You're good. Okay? I passed the front of the ship. 15 degrees. Okay? And all I'm doing is waiting for um, 2.5 miles. I'm gonna dump fuel now. Okay? And I'm gonna, if I'm done dumping fuel, which I should be by the time I hit, the reciprocal. Remember, the boat is going 301. 180 is going to be 120. We want to hit 30 degrees offset of that. That's 150. Okay, tightening up. I got to tighten up a little bit more. So I went a little bit over, so I'm going to tighten up. I'm going to go a little bit over from the 25 degrees that I initially started with, or about 25 degrees. Okay, and then now I'm gonna ease off here just a little bit, back to 25, and let's see where it takes us. Again, we wanna try to hit our offset. Looks like we might not get our fuel to where we want it to, but that's fine. It's not a big deal. And again, if you get signal as Charlie and you're not ready for whatever reason, go around one more time, but don't take advantage of that. Okay, it looks like I am. So 150. I'm gonna level out. Okay, leveled out. Beautiful. And at 5 miles, I'll call my commencing. Okay. Marshall 300 commencing. Okay, so I'm gonna nose down, 5 on the ladder, and start.
This is 407, taxiing Cat 1.
Okay, I'm gonna set my course line, which I forgot to do. Sorry. So you hit this button right here, and then we'll go 301 and hit enter, and that's giving us our course line. I'm going to turn here 30 degrees. I like to do 35 degrees, but it's going to be an adjustment thing. Okay, and we want to get to 800 feet. There's 900. Start easing off because it comes off fast. Comes up fast. Okay, and then work your way down nice and easy. 800 feet, and I'm going to push it up to we'll bring this to 10, and we're going to push it up to 350 for our speed. Okay. I set my auto throttle, and that's it. No autopilot, just to keep the speed consistent for your wingman. Again, you want to make your wingman as comfortable as you can. You don't want to make it harder for him, especially when as a wingman, you really gotta be on point. Okay, so think about it like it's you. Okay, so now we're at a scale of 10, and we know we got to get on the other side of that course line, okay? And we want to come around, and you don't want to get there before 3 miles, okay? You want to come back, you want to come up behind it, okay? Or behind, you want to be level at about 3 miles, or a little bit earlier than that will be fine. Um, But yeah, so HSI is gonna be your best friend here, cause for some reason SA is a little bit off, as you notice. I'll show you actually. Um, See, where I'm at on the HSI is not the same as the SA. I'm a little bit closer to it, further away on the SA uh, than what it is on the HSI. 300 initial. Okay, I'm gonna get my altitude back. And when you're on the approach, right, when you're on the downwind after you brake, you want your left wingtip to touch the line, and that's your spacing at a scale of 10. Okay, that's your spacing. But yeah, so see, I'm a little bit further there than what I am here. I don't like that. Bring my checklist back up. Okay, and we're gonna do the brake at 2 miles, and I'm gonna do a hookup pass. So I'm gonna tell you where my logic comes for the 5,000, the 800 pounds that you lose as you come into the break. Okay. Okay. I went a little high there. That wasn't the goal. So my goal here is to make sure I watch this and that it stays touching that line. Okay, 600 feet. Keep it touching the line and you'll be fine. 600 feet, full flaps. Start trimming. Get myself back up. Okay. Want to make sure you stay touching the line. So you want to be just touching the line. Alright, let me stop focusing on other stuff here. Because I'm looking at
407, launching Cat 1, entering the stack, Angels 2.
Okay. So we're coming in. And we're still touching the line. Okay. Want to make sure we're lined up with the course line. Okay, and we wanna start turning when your cockpit completely passes the back of the ship. Well, that's my technique. Again, you don't have to do it like me. Feel it out, figure out what's good for you. Okay, so I'm gonna keep about 500 feet here, no more than 450 feet on the 90. Okay, and we're gonna do a touch and go. So you'll see what I mean. Once we do this touch and go, right? For those who are doing the qual with us, once we do this touch and go, once we are back in this situation or back into the final, right? Or the 180, we're gonna be at about 33,000 pounds, and again, this is for me what I like. I like it at that wait because the plane does what I want it to do when I want it to do it, and I don't have any problems with it. Okay, so 300 Hornet ball 6.7. Okay, so we're gonna do our little touch and go here. Okay, and touch and go. And we're gonna make believe we bolted, right? So you bolter, you go straight back on BRC. Okay, you climb up to 600 feet. At 1.2 miles, you turn back around, 30-degree angle of bank, a little bit over that, about 30 to 32 angle of bank, depending on your speed, will get you to where you want to be in terms of positioning, okay? So I'm on BRC, as you can see, okay? At 1.2 miles, we're going to turn 30 degrees, just a little bit over should be fine. So about 32 degrees. And you want to keep your velocity vector on the horizon. Okay. So now I'm going to put my hook down because this time I do want to land and watch the weight. Remember that's how I'm getting the math, right? So you want to be about 33. You want to be, under 34,000 should be fine. When you're coming in. Okay. Again, figure out what works out for you. Okay. Not what works out for Grinder. This is Grinder's technique. Okay, remember the difference between technique and procedure. Procedures can't be changed. Techniques can. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna hold this 600 feet. We're looking. Once we pass the back of the ship, look, we're gonna be at 33. Remember what I told you? When we get back to that position, we're going to be at 33,000, and that's where my reasoning comes from. Just in case anybody was wondering or, was second guessing the math or why Grinder doing this or why Grinder doing that, that's why. Okay? And this should work out perfectly fine for you. Okay. Obviously, you always want to keep an eye on your groove times, all that stuff. Make the adjustments you need to make to get yourself to where you want to be, okay? So you want to be about 370 back here ish. That should be fine. And you want to line yourself up as best you can with the boat. 300 Hornet ball 6.3. And again, 33,000 pounds. That's fine. Line up the ball, keep yourself up as best you can. Your velocity vector should be just to the right of the ship, of the landing pad, and you should be working your throttles, never just dumping your throttle. You never idle out. You're continuing to power through it, but you're easing off at the same time. Okay, and that's how you do a case one. Now, let's go up again real quick, okay? And let's do a spin pattern. Let's talk about the spin pattern, okay? We're gonna do the spin pattern. We're gonna make believe somebody bolted, and now I can't brake because the pattern will be, either let's say either the pattern for some reason is full, which it shouldn't be. Um, but it can happen, I guess, if enough planes are in the pattern, or somebody bolters and you're on the initial, right? You're gonna have to do something because you can't brake and you don't want to leave the area of operations. Okay, you gotta figure it out, right? So let me show you guys how you do it, and then again, you can beat me up later about it. So I'm gonna reset my FCS. If you're gonna continue doing traps, do not reset your FCS. It'll keep your plane trimmed, so you could just keep doing traps until you're done, or till you get tired, or whatever you want to do. So I'm gonna give myself 63% fuel. That should be fine. And I'm gonna call these guys and tell them I want to launch. And once we get the fuel we need and everything, excuse me, we should be good. Alright, so we're gonna wait till we get our fuel here and we get rearmed. Another thing is, you don't want to move until they say rearmed, rearmed complete, because if you have any weapons on your plane, and even though you can see them that they're on your plane, oh, they're done. No, they're not. You won't be able to fire them if you try to go and before it says rearm complete, okay, or rearming complete. So that's just something else to keep to the back of your brainstem. Yeah, things will work out. Patience, patience, guys, patience. It'll work. It'll work. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna get rid of that course line again. Use your course lines, cause just because Grinder doesn't use his course line here, doesn't mean Grinder doesn't use his course line anywhere else. You know, I've just been flying this, and I know where to be. Course line is important for you to get on board. Okay. Remember that. Por favor, please. You gotta make Grinder look good, guys. Can't be making Grinder look bad, especially if you're learning from Grinder. All right. So yeah, here we go. We're gonna pull up here. 300 taxi cat 1. Look at that jet over there, looking all China Lake like. It's too clean. It's too clean. I don't like it. It's too clean. Okay.
Colt 5, passing waypoint 4 at 7,000.
Get this down. Ouch. Burn myself. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is
Bingo.
I'm gonna go into the stack. Alright. I'm gonna go into the stack. And then I'm gonna come down and I'm gonna make believe they told me to spin it. And I'm gonna say, oh, by the way, too, anytime that you're in this area, you're not gonna say copy from Marshall on, right? So from 50 miles or 30 miles on, or whenever you make your Marshall call, you're no longer gonna say, you're not gonna say copy, you're not gonna say Roger, you're gonna say, for instance, I would say 300 as a copy of Roger. So your copy and your Roger are gonna be 300 unless you need a read back. And then in that case, you're gonna say, uh, you're gonna request a read back. Okay. 300 launching cat 1, going into the stack.
Bingo.
Okay, so I'm gonna go.
300, 400, Angels 2 in the stack.
Copy. Okay, 250 knots. Okay, so I heard that somebody's in the stack. Okay, let me clear this thing out real quick. Boop, boop. There it goes. It's gone. And I want my SA up on here. Okay, so he's over there. Okay. He's off, so we're good. I'm going to climb to Angels 3 in the stack, since he is Angels 2. Okay? So we'll go Angels 3, so we're not bothering that guy. We don't want to be in his way. It's weird because I don't see him. Okay, let me use my HMD. Oh, there he is. There he is, just ahead of that. Okay, so Angels 3 in the stack. Autopilot. Okay, 300 established, Angels 3 in the stack, position 2. Let me know when you're commencing, buddy.
Copy, 407. 407 is going to make another lap around her.
Alright, take your time, brother. We're good. I'm gonna simulate a spin. That's why I was saying.
Copy, you can go ahead, and I'll follow your lead if you don't mind. If you enter the stack, I'll just fly your right wing.
I am in the stack, so do you want to fly my right wing and go straight into the commence and then do a spin so you can learn it?
407, local.
Copy. Alright, so I'm coming down to you. Okay, so I'm going to come down to him and I'm going to take the lead.
407 at inch point 3, correction ahead, point 4.
Copy, got visual. So I'm going to take his lead and we're going to simulate a spin. When you spin, your flight spins. So, you know, as far as I know, you don't spin by yourself. Okay? Alright. 300 taking lead. A little fast, brother. Sorry.
No worries.
Okay, so we're gonna slow
Coming up right side.
Copy. I'm slowing down to 250. Okay, we'll be commencing this time around.
407. Saddle.
Copy. Alright, so set this up. Not over the boat. Looks like I am, but I am not over the boat. Okay, 15 degrees. We're gonna hold that. We got a wingman with us, looking nice. Looking nice. That's how you fly. So this is what I mean about, you know, you want your wingman, you want to be consistent and you want your wingman to be confident in what you are doing and what he's doing. So maintaining a certain attitude in your bank is gonna facilitate that. Okay, so here we go, 25 degrees, nice and easy. Your wingman is gonna follow it. Boop, doesn't move, doesn't do anything. Look at that, beautiful. Okay, want to bring our hook down. 2 got a good hook.
1 got a good hook.
Okay, we're gonna make sure that we're nice and tight here in the turn. Make it stay at 25. Don't fall asleep on it, cause it can ease up on you. My hairs in my eyes. Why? Alright. Okay, so we're gonna offset to 150. We're gonna do the commence like we normally do it, except I'm gonna make believe they told me, hey, 300, spin it, right? And everybody's spinning. Okay, because if you can't get in, nobody else should be able to get in. You know what I mean? Again, as far as I'm concerned. Leveling out. Okay. Lincoln Tower 300, flight at 2, commencing. Okay. So now we're gonna speed up. Don't go crazy on the speed
Lincoln
up.
400 initial.
Okay. Don't go crazy on the speed up. I'm I'm going to do 30 degrees angle of bank as I speed up here, nice and easy. Okay, 30-degree angle of bank. Once I hit 900, I'm going to start easing up. Start easing up. 800 comes fast.